and it's hard because we're working when we're not working.
Yes.
You know, there's no punch in and punch out clock with us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's tough. So getting the brain to like relax and just actually sit down and watch a movie and not worry about camera angles or how did he say this line to make him funny.
Yeah.
It's really, I've lost, and I'm trying to get back to. I've lost the concept of just being a consumer.
You're listening to What the Hell is Michael Jamin Talking About? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about creativity, I'm talking about writing, and I'm talking about reinventing yourself through the arts.
Hey everyone, it's Michael Jamin. Another episode of What the Hell is Michael Jamin Talking About? I'll tell you what I'm talking about, guys. So as you know, I'm really into talking to creative people who've just done interesting things and have invented themselves in ways. And so ordinarily I talk to screenwriters and authors and actors and directors, people like that. But I just discovered this guy I want to introduce you to. His name is Phil Wright, and he's the first dancer choreographer I'm talking to, which I think is so, I don't know. I got a lot of questions for you, Phil. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for doing this.
Dude, thank you for having me. I'm such a fan, man. You
Oh,
don't even
thank
realize I'm such a big fan. I watch your page all the time. I'm always interested in what you're getting into.
Ah, that's very kind. I'm a fan of you. I have to know because you're doing something which is really I mean, really interesting. Not a lot of people can make a living as a dancer, and even a choreographer. That's even fewer people. And
Mhm.
yet, this is what you. So, where did this all begin? Then?
Okay, so I'm originally from Miami, Florida. I moved to LA about like 10 years ago. I had, stepped into the dance world, uh, you know, accidentally, I guess, because I wasn't really technically trained, what per se. I didn't start at a young age. I started dancing on the, streets. That's when we had crews, and if you weren't
Right.
part of a crew, then you were a nerd. So you know and I wasn't a nerd by any means. I wasn't book smart, so you had to be a part of a crew, and that's what it was. So it sort of kind of kept me off of the street, out of trouble. And
uh,
fast forward, I moved to LA about 10 years ago, and just kind of like rebranded myself and what I was trying to do with my career. I actually started teaching children to start things off. And
right.
kind of got like, what, I think I could do better. I think I could, you know,
When you say teaching children, you were teaching at like schools at where?
yeah, teaching at local dance studios around
Uh-huh.
around the neighborhood. And honestly, it just started off like, hey, I just need some extra money, man.
Right.
So I'm serving tables at Applebee's, serving 2 for 20s and
Okay.
drafters, and
Right.
3 o'clock rolls around. I go teach a class and do my double shift, go right back to Applebee's and do the same thing all over again. So,
Right.
and we won't talk about poker nights, but anyway,
So you were starting. I mean, you were starting at the bottom, but when you moved to LA, did you hope to get in music videos? Like, what was your aspiration?
well, I mean, first off, I had sort of established myself in Miami. I started teaching for the Miami Heat dance team.
Oh,
I also
really?
like Miami Billboard Awards, like the Latin Billboard Awards, and I had sort of caught fire in Miami, and I had an apartment in on Biscayne Boulevard, so I was fine. Like I didn't really need to move,
So that
but
must have been hard. You're to leave all that behind
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
because you
was
wanted a bigger pool, or
it
what?
was a huge sacrifice. And then at that time, my girlfriend, well, now wife,
Right.
I just came home and I just sort of got motivated by my friends who had moved from Miami to LA.
And
And
how old are you at this point when you decided to leave it all behind?
dude, and that's what I tell my kids this all the time. It's never too late. I
Uh-huh.
moved I moved to Los Angeles when I was 26 years old.
Right. Okay. Well, you're still young, but okay. But
Yeah,
you're,
but like in artistry world,
yeah.
especially if you're in front of the camera, not behind the camera writing or directing,
Right.
or
Right.
if you're in front of the camera and you have eyes on the camera, you have to be, I don't know, fresh, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
especially dancing because, it takes a wear and tear on your body. I mean, it really does, you
definitely.
know?
So during that time, you would consider that, ooh, that's kind of like late in the game. So I
Yeah.
moved to LA and started all over, man. I had gave up everything, and I had dreams, and I gave it all up, and moved to LA to sleep on the floor in my friend's apartment, 1 bedroom apartment with roaches crawling on me, and just, you know,
And then where did you start from? I should mention, because I haven't said this before. You're huge on YouTube. You got like well over 1 million followers. Like that's a big deal, man. That's a very big deal.
thank you. Thank
So I mean, man, if a household name, but you're making quite a name for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I like to say this. Broke gets creative really quick.
yes, tell me how.
The motivation to not, it's not about money per se. It's sort of just being productive. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? If I can stay productive, the money will follow. But when you don't necessarily have opportunities knocking at the door every
Right.
single day. You have to sort of create those opportunities.
So
You
how
have
were you doing that? What were you doing?
but this was the time when Instagram was around, and we had our 15-second videos. These were 15-second videos, and I
Yeah.
would go out on the street guerrilla style, no permits. You know,
Right.
I hope they won't catch me now, but no permits, no nothing. And I would, get the most popular song that would drop at midnight, choreograph something, get 2 or 3 friends, and record a dance routine in the middle of the street. You
And
know,
this is was it Vine or Instagram?
this was Instagram during the time.
Okay.
This is after Vine.
Okay.
So now, strategically, what I would do is get the teachers that were already teaching in the classrooms,
Uh-huh.
but I wasn't teaching during that time. No one knew who I was.
Right.
I knew who those people were because I took those people's classes. So they knew I was a great dancer. They knew I was good people. So they would say, "Sure, yeah, Phil, we'll dance with you." And no one really, at that time, videos were not big.
Right.
They weren't a big deal. So I would get them, and they would just, "Hey, look," and my pitch was like, "I only need 15 seconds of your time. That's it. 15 seconds. We'll do 2 8 counts. That's it. And you'll make an appearance, and then you bounce out."
But what was your expectation when you were putting these videos up?
My expectations were to get into the classrooms to teach classes.
Oh, okay.
So
Why? Because you need a following to get to teach in a classroom?
absolutely, Michael.
Really?
Absolutely.
See, that I did not know. Are
Yes,
these like,
man.
even in a small little private studio, you need a following?
You need a following. If people don't know who you are, they're not coming to take class.
Yeah, but I would think that, like, my daughters went to take dance class, and there was like a studio in the neighborhood, and we went there.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm thinking, I'm talking more of entertainment, not your
Right.
residential. Oh my
Okay, so these
God.
classes are more,
These are professional dance
okay,
classes. Debbie Reynolds,
okay,
Millennium Dance Complex. These are like where the pros go to train.
okay,
You know,
right,
and my hope is to grab these teachers and let them be a part of my video. And I produce it well. I cut it. I get on my little editing app, cut it up really quick. And my hope is if they were ever absent, the studios would see that and say, "Oh wow, who's this guy dancing with J.R. Taylor? Oh, J.R.
Mhm.
Taylor's out next week. Let's just get this guy because J.R. Taylor must know this guy."
So funny, because I did a post a while ago where I said, get in the neighborhood, get as close as you can physically possible to the person whose job you want, and pick up their scraps. And that's exactly what you did. You just picked up their scraps. And
Yeah.
now you're that guy now.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually had a friend of mine. He, not, we're, I guess, I don't know, associates.
Uh-huh.
And he came to me, and during that time, I had asked him to be a part of my video. At that time, no one knew me or whatever,
Right.
this and that, and he declined. He was just like, "No, I don't have time," and everything like that. And now, fast forward 6, 7 years later, I invited
Yeah.
him to my house to my birthday party, actually. And he's
Right.
like, "Man, dude, I've never told you this, but I have to apologize. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know you. I was like, dude, that's water on the bridge. Doesn't matter. You didn't know me. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I had to put myself out there for people to even say my name, whether if it was good or bad. at least I'm buzzing in some type of way.
But you see, people didn't know how serious you were because I'm sure you must have known people who did what you did and gave up after about a week and a half.
Yeah, but
right,
bro, Mike, I was on a tyrant. I would shoot, I would say like 5 to 7 videos a day, and remember it's only 15 seconds, so I would
yeah,
shoot that and then release them every day throughout.
and you become it's difficult. It becomes what you're never done. You're never done. It's like work. I imagine it's like work sorting the mail. Like the mail doesn't stop coming, man. And that's what posting is like. Do you still keep that same schedule?
Well, it's tough now. I got 2 kids, I got a wife, you know what I mean? Like now my home base is traveling. I travel a lot.
Right.
I'm always on the plane, and sort of I've already built up this sort of following online to where now I can, hey, I'm in Arizona. I can put a post out and say, hey, I'm in Arizona, and then I'll just get a wild spread of emails saying, hey, could you come to my studio? Hey, could you come here?
Is that right? So that's how, okay, so I want to know how that works. You decide what city you're going to go to, and you'll spend a week there. You decide, this is all your decision, right?
Yep.
I'm going to go to Phoenix.
Yep.
And then somehow, because all these people follow you on social media, these studio owners, they book you, and they know that the people are your fans are going to come see you at the studio. So it's like easy for them, right? It's like almost like a no-brainer.
Well, that's the hope. You know what I mean? That you post that, and they hope that people come to the studio. But in reality, I do so much with posting and promoting their own studio.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to Michael Jamin Writer's dance studio, 5 o'clock. See you there. Whether or not people come or not, the fact that I'm showing up there gives you such a boost to say, hey, Phil Wright was at my studio. This is the footage. This is the class footage. You might want to check out Michael Jamin Writer's studio next time that you're in town.
But are you getting paid a percentage of the people who come, or are they just booking you and
we're past that stage.
We can't talk about that. I want to know the how it works to be,
No. We can definitely that's sort of like the beginning stages of things. People handle their own the way they want to, but I work off of a flat rate. So
right. So they book you.
Yeah,
you get paid either way. Right.
They book the hotel, the flight. They book me. My time.
It's so interesting. So you're almost like a comedian, except you're doing dance.
My own boss, my own company. I created my own company, Phil Wright Inc., and was able to move off of that. And
so, what is your like? Do you have employees working for you?
I did have an assistant that helped me like all the logistics, like getting the flights and the hotels and stuff like that. But she's moved on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
But now I'm just solely working for myself right now. Just I don't.
How many? So so you travel every week? Are you in a different city every week?
Yeah. So I also do work for another company, a dance convention called Break the Floor. So they hire me seasonal throughout the fall up until the summer, and then I have that. So that's where you see like I'm in a ballroom full of kids in the classes. They have numbers on their chests,
right? And those kids, what do they aspire? What are those kids? When you say what do you think they want?
Most of them want to be professional dancers. Some of them just want to be in the room. Some of them or you get the families that were past pro dancers that are trying to get the other kids into dancing. So the motivation is like yes, this is a professional. We're hiring Phil Wright. He's coming to Nebraska. Get your tickets now. You
see, and you have to have the right temperament for that, because you have to have the right energy to deal with kids. I mean, I wonder if there's a lot of people like you who do that.
Well, I would say there's not too many kid teachers out there.
It's interesting. You got this niche for yourself.
Enormous amount of patience. So that's
yes. Yeah.
So I think that helps me out in my aid. One of the very few that teaches kids. There are other few teachers out there, but I think that's where most of my clout comes from.
Do you have like a community of other dancers like yourself that you talk to, who do what you do?
Yeah. I mean, some of them are more on the pro side, like hey, they work with artists per se only.
Right. Interesting.
Luckily for me, I'm in a space where I get to do a little bit of everything. You know,
Really?
I've choreographed commercials. I just finished a commercial with Kevin Hart at DraftKings that's going to come out later.
You got to
Um,
teach him how to dance?
yeah, well, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. He came up to me and I
Uh-huh.
was like, he was missing his cue. And I was like, because he was supposed to do a pump and the pyro was supposed to go off in the back. And I,
Uh-huh.
and I go up to Kevin. I was like, Kevin, dude, you, you got you're making me look bad, man. You're not pumping on time. He goes, Phil, when you get to a status like mine, you're gonna do whatever the hell you want to do.
Really? You're all right. As long as the director's
I
okay.
go, okay, okay. And I said, well, after we did the take, and I go, well, I guess I'm out of a job then. Thanks, Kev. And he started to laugh. So that was sort of a moment for
Funny.
me. You know.
I said this to my wife a couple weeks ago because I don't know what got me started. The thing about choreography, which to me is so, because I'm not a dancer. I don't know how to do anything. It's so interesting. I don't know how you guys do it. It's like you're telling a story with movement and like really good choreography is from my unknown, my opinion is, I guess, just an outsider. It to me is like it's so specific to that song. It's almost like you can't even use that move in another song. Like an extreme example would be Michael Jackson's Thriller. Like, okay, you're dancing like a zombie. You can't use those zombie moves in another video. It just won't work. It's like I don't know how you guys do that. I don't know how you even begin. Where do you begin when you choreograph a piece?
So the creative process can be interesting for each individual choreographer. Like everyone else has their own process. It's like writing. Like,
Uh-huh.
you may burn incense and then go into a dark room or something like
Right.
that. Whatever happens for you. But the creative process is quite different for a lot of different people. For me per se, I go to sleep with the music on. I wake up to the music. I listen to the lyrics as much as possible.
Uh-huh.
And I get into a very creative mode where it's not manufactured. What I mean by that is like it's not like, okay, I'm gonna go here and think I'm gonna go here, rather than just kind of let my body settle in and letting it
Mhm.
happen. It's almost like, I don't know, code reading, if you will. Like, just off of the whim, let's just go off of the cuff. And then that's where my creative juices start to flow.
Uh-huh.
Now I get into a mode where I do it very subconsciously. I try not to block out hours to choreograph. I sort of just go out throughout my day and
Uh-huh.
just kind of create movement and live life as easy as
But
possible.
then how do you remember if you're choreographing it on the fly, then how do you remember what do? You film yourself?
Film myself, yeah. Film myself real quick. Oh, boop, boop, boop. It's like an idea. Like
Uh-huh.
you're writing, oh, an idea. Let me write that down.
And is it when you're dancing, is it in your head or is it in your body? Where are you remembering these
Both,
moves?
both. And some of it is initiated with through like feeling and emotion, man, and heart.
Uh-huh.
Some things just touch you on so much on an emotional level. It doesn't. That's why I say manufactured is through going through your head and trying to say, okay, let me let me form these shapes, on the dance floor, and
These shapes.
yeah, shapes and movement and how how you would love to see your class move, you know.
Well, that's another thing because now I'm thinking about you're choreographing just yourself, but you might have everyone might be doing something different and it has to mesh together and in
I'm
and like
thinking, I'm thinking about the masses, man. I'm thinking
yeah.
about what I would want to choreograph and how would this put me in a mood? Let's just say like Beyonce's new Renaissance tour album, right?
Mhm.
I put on her album, I'm thinking about arenas, I'm thinking about
Yeah.
concerts. So I think of that, and that puts me in a mode of larger movement to please a larger crowd. Whereas you take that compared to TikTok dancing, you have to sit in
Mhm.
this little box
Yeah, right.
because
Right.
you gotta please. You're more of a commercial. You're trying to sell or promote something.
It is
Rather than,
different.
yeah, it's much, much, much different.
Are
So
you watching other dancers and saying, "Oh my God, how do I do that?" Or that
I love
move
it.
or
I get inspired all the time. I mean,
uh-huh.
I know some choreographers don't like to watch, but I love to watch. And you know what? To their point, you don't want to watch so much because subconsciously, when you get into your creative process, you end up doing what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Well,
damn.
that's the thing. So is there like yeah, do you feel like you have a defined Phil Wright style that that you don't want to like? Do you not want to be inspired too much inspiration from somebody else because you don't want it to bleed into your work? You don't want to
Yeah.
dilute your voice.
More of my inspiration comes from hard work and ethic, or how they're working and how they're releasing their content, rather than
Uh-huh.
the actual material,
Oh, I see.
or how are they promoting it, or how are they editing it. You know what I mean? Oh, what's the new camera that they're using? Are they doing depth of
Okay.
field? Are they? You know what I mean? So those are the things that I look for. That's where my motivation comes
Because I
from.
was going to ask you if you saw someone with some move that you've never seen before, would you try it? Would you feel like, no, that's just not mine? I can't.
There's nothing new under the sun. It's been done already.
Uh-huh.
Definitely been done already. I don't see anything that's, oh, wow. You know what I mean? It's more, for me, it's about the work ethic more than anything else.
Interesting. So
How, how are you changing the game from yesterday into tomorrow?
okay, so how do you, what's your thought on that? How are you doing that?
It's hard because, well, for me, I think there should be well, for me, I'm in a transition phase. Uh,
Uh-huh.
in 2022, no, 2020, I sold my TV show to Disney Channel called.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that, but
Yeah, yeah,
let's talk about it now then.
yeah. So the big worry, and let's just put this footnote: the big
Uh-huh.
worry of every dancer is that, okay, my time is running out. What
Yeah.
I do? What am I
Yeah.
going to do when I'm not dancing anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was approached by Irene Dreyer, who saw an article that was written on me about teachers, about parents and students dancing.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Hey, I think this is a TV show." I said, "Lady, you're wasting my time. I got to go teach a class."
Uh-huh.
She goes, "No, I'm serious." 9 months later, we're in Disney's office. This is when Gary Marsh was head of television and programming at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually came to one of my classes and saw my class and was inspired. And 9 months later, I was able to sell a TV show, a dance competition show, to Disney Channel.
Yeah.
So let's just put that to the side really quick. My hope was, okay, yes, I'm out. I got something. I sold a show. I don't have to dance anymore, really. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Now I can be a personality. Now I can promote myself in a different fashion. This is another mountain that I can climb and be successful at. Fast forward, TV show goes on. We do not so well because it was during COVID.
yeah.
No one's watching TV there. Everyone was watching CNN, so our timing was off. And I went back to the drawing board. I went back to teaching, you know. So
But you
that,
see, it's a couple interesting things. First of all, I don't think you would have sold that show had you not already built yourself up. You probably, I mean, you have a big following. So it's not like you were just a guy with an idea. Hey, here's a show. You were a guy who had built something already who went in and pitched a show, right? I mean, it's a big difference. I don't think people realize that. A lot of people are like, I got an idea. On your first day in LA, if you said, I want to sell a dance show, okay, well, sorry, it's not going to happen.
right,
So you had to build it first,
right.
right?
Yeah,
And then the other thing is interesting is that, yeah, people think that you're never done with it. The journey never ends. Wherever you are in your career is more that you have to do. And you have to you're always thinking about the next thing. And so, yeah, so you were inspired. Well, I was going to ask you, yeah, because knowing that youth, you lose your youth in every creative industry. You have to be always thinking about the next thing. And so yours is just to be more this personality, which you already are. I mean, you are. Maybe you don't realize it. I realize it. When you're booked to go to Arizona, it's you they're booking. It's not even your dance moves. It's you. You know what I'm saying?
I tell my students all the time, like, dancers per se, we spend a great amount of deal of creating and ultimately making these artists look great on
Yeah.
stage, either on stage or we're promoting a commercial to sell something or whatnot. And a lot of times, and I've seen a lot of dancers go through this, they go through this real down phase because we spend so much energy making everyone else stars.
Oh, really?
as opposed to us being the actual star. We're stars per se among the dance community, but when it comes to the actual product of Target, Target doesn't give two pennies and a crap about us. We can be replaced under their
Yeah.
watch, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? But in our dance community, we're like, oh my God, Sarah's killing it, you know what I mean? But we're not per se really making our presence known and being our own bosses and being our own stars. And I think that was something that resonated with me and I recognized very, very early in the game. So I wanted to put myself in the forefront to say, look, I know I'm helping you build your legacy, but at the same time, I need to build my own.
Right.
So that was a big, big, big thing for me.
And so what do you do other than, trying to sell TV shows? What do you do to do that?
I mean, ultimately, that's the big goal right there. I just want to sell IPs. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Just be able to, and right now I'm currently in acting classes. I take acting classes here in
Really?
LA as well. But I tell my students all the time, man, I have to open up so many doors. Open up
Yeah.
all the doors that you can. I'm in acting class. I actually have two pitches next week with Disney and Nickelodeon. I'm on social media all the time. And I believe that there's three ways that you can do this. You can do this in person, you can
Hmm.
do this on social media, and you can do this on linear, on television. You
Right.
know? And if you can have those three lanes open, constantly rolling, when one door closed, God forbid we get hit with COVID again, at least my online and television is rolling. Or if I
Right.
don't have a TV show going right now, at least I'm in person traveling from here to there. You
Is
know,
that exhausting though, traveling?
oh, dude, so exhausting.
So I mean, it's not like you want to do more of it. You're kind of okay with
I mean, look, the reason why I'm okay with it is because I'm so blessed to be able to create my
to
own
do it. Yeah.
and take downtime when I want to. I don't have a boss. I'm the guy.
Right.
So that's why there's a certain level of gratitude there.
Yeah.
And there was a time where no one wanted me in their city. No one cared. So
Yeah.
for some people to be like, oh my God, we will love to. We will pay X amount of dollars for you to come here. Or
Do you camp out at one city for a week, or will you go from Phoenix to Houston in 1 week?
I used to be able to like go there and just chill out for the entire weekend and whatnot. No. So Mike, I will fly to New York,
Uh-huh.
get off the plane, teach 2 or 3 classes, go back to the airport, go back home the same day. Like I want to be as efficient as possible. Like I
Yeah.
want to be quick, fast. And, for me, if I can make X amount of dollars in 6 hours with me just sleeping on a plane, then that's fine. You know what I
Right.
mean? Whereas I used to travel in my red Mitsubishi to San Francisco for $200. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
it's a process. So it's a level of gratitude that goes with it. But I'm fast, man. I get in and I get out, and if it whatever it takes to get it done, I get it done.
Hey, it's Michael Jamin. If you like my content, and I know you do because you're listening to me, I will email it to you for free. Just join my watch list. Every Friday, I send out my top 3 videos of the week. These are for writers, actors, creative types, people like you. You can unsubscribe whenever you want. I'm not going to spam you, and the price is free. You got no excuse. To join, go to michaeljamin.com/watchlist. And now back to what the hell is Michael Jamin talking about?
I guess you're a YouTuber, right? Are you in that community, that YouTube circle?
I guess I made videos for a long time. I'm not as avid as I was before.
Uh-huh.
But I was dropping videos every day. But now here's the problem with what I was doing is that I was using music that was licensed to these big artists.
Yeah.
And I would get notices on my YouTube all the time saying, hey, this is copyright infringement. You can't monetize. So I never made money from my YouTube per se. You know what I mean?
But don't I see people on Instagram or TikTok dancing to popular songs? Don't I see that?
I do that all the time. But you have to understand that influences third-party companies to come after you and say,
Sure, it does. And
oh my God, we see how many views you have on YouTube. Can you shoot this Febreze commercial? or can you do this target?
Oh, okay. So they're not monetizing. Those people are not monetizing their Instagram that way. They're monetizing
Yeah,
by
like
getting brand deals or whatever.
yeah. But now, don't quote me on that because
Uh-huh.
they may be monetizing. They may be, but I'm just talking about for me. I never had the luxury of monetizing YouTube
Right.
because of the copyright infringement clause in on
Did
YouTube.
you teach yourself all this, or did you figure this out as you went, or was someone
Broke
helping you?
broke gets creative really quick. I think we
Yeah.
all established that, man. Like
Yeah.
when you have nothing, man, when you're against the wall, you find ways to succeed. And fortunately, I was able to find a lane and make it work. A lot of my friends, tell me they're like, I don't know how you did it, man.
Really.
Yeah, they
Really.
and I knock on wood, man, because I just I'm so like
What did
I
your
don't
family think of all this?
my
When
my
you're
wife is
starting
very,
out?
my wife is very supportive. I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old, so they're very young.
No, I mean your family, your
Oh, my
parents.
family at home. Well, my mom
Yeah.
passed in 2015, and
Okay.
I think that had lot to do with it as well because, a part of the notion of moving out to LA, I'm the baby of the family, so I was the last one to leave. So
Yeah.
my whole motivation was to make her proud, come back home, buy her a bigger house, et cetera, et cetera. She
Uh-huh.
ended up, consequently taking her life um,
Oh.
in 2015, and it for some reason, and no matter what you believe in or whatever, I felt like as an artist, for me, the universe kind of gives you an exchange for some reason, and for some reason, my career just
Right
like,
after that,
whoa,
you
dude,
felt there was an exchange. I mean,
I swear to you, I promise you, it was an exchange. And I had not booked a single job in LA for 2 years.
uh-huh.
I get that news, and it was actually on the same day that I had booked my job. And my sister called me, she told me the news, and at that point, I went from on cloud nine to zero.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and none of it all at that point, none of it matters. You know what I mean? You give these jobs and you give these companies and you give all of these
Hmm.
achievements so much power over you. You sort of block out, the real necessity in life is life itself. You
Yeah.
so shortly after that, Mike, my career just I went crazy.
Wow.
And YouTube started popping off, Instagram started popping off. I started to make a name for myself. People started, inquiring for me and everything. So it was a pretty wild period for me. And it was emotionally kind of weird because I was appreciative, but not as appreciative as I would be if my mom were still here.
Right. Yeah. It
So
puts it all in
yeah,
perspective. But so you must have been dealt. I mean, people don't realize the sacrifice. I don't know. I think a lot of people, you took a giant sacrifice. You left your family. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They talk about it, but they don't do it.
yeah,
And so everything you gained, you paid for.
yeah,
You paid for it, you know?
yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? Like I said, I swear to you, I just always see it as an exchange. I
Yeah.
always see it as an exchange. And I tell my students all the time, you work hard at it, it'll come. You know,
Uh-huh.
Talent is great. That's awesome to have. But two main things are, the main reason why I'm always booked is because people like me, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I love people. I love to talk to people. Hell,
Hmm.
I invited you to my birthday party. I
You
don't even
did.
know who you are.
That's you did. I said, let's get you on my show. Yeah.
But I love people and I love interacting and things like that. So I tell my students all the time, talent is great. It's good to have. It's a good weapon to have, but you have to be likable. You have to walk into a room and people light up because of you.
Yeah.
You always
Yeah.
have a job if you can do that.
And that's very interesting because what you're describing is people have to like you. What you're describing is that you're giving these people something. You're actually, and it's not entitled. It's not like, hey, look at me, I'm the star. It's what can I give you? How can I be nice to you? How can I be kind to you so that you'll like me? As opposed to me. It's really you're really putting the energy out.
People should be at ease.
Yeah.
People will never book me on their 2-year tour if I'm gonna be a pain. You know,
Yeah, right.
people are not gonna write with you for 9 months straight.
And
Or
people talk. People
yeah,
talk, you know? Yeah. I'm always just shocked when I'm on a set and some young actor or actress will, behave well. I'm like, don't you realize that when you leave, we all talk? We talk to our friends on other shows. You don't understand that? So be nice to people. So
right, absolutely. And then no matter how much you trust somebody, everyone has secrets that they're gonna tell. So someone's
yeah.
gonna tell a secret to somebody else, and for whatever you think you trust, it's gonna leak. you know. But that's funny about our industry is because networking is a huge part about our industry. You know, in the entertainment world, not just dancing, not just acting, not just writing, not just producing, just in general. You have to network. I got hired to do an NBA commercial because the producer is friends with one of the parents' students that I teach.
Interesting.
Like literally, he was in the
Yeah.
room and said, "Man, I need a choreographer." She goes, "Oh my God, this cool guy teaches my daughter."
Yeah.
He goes, "Okay, cool. Send him a number."
But you
Boom.
see, that's how it works. It's like you put the energy out there. It wouldn't have worked the other way around. If you had solicited the NBA or whoever, it wouldn't have worked. I'm a choreo. Go away.
Yeah,
But when you put yourself out there, you get discovered. It's the energy thing, you
absolutely.
know. And
Absolutely.
so it's
Carries
the
over.
it's the opposite of what so many people think. It's like people are always begging, hire me, and it's not what you have to do. It's the other way around, you know.
The moment I started to pour more into myself, that's when I started booking more.
What do you mean pour more into yourself?
When I started to when I prioritized me, when
Uh-huh.
the times where I were knocking on the door, hello,
Yes.
hello, hey, look at me, please, please,
Yeah.
please. No one would give me a time.
Yes. Right.
Nobody, nobody. But when I started getting my own stuff, creating my own videos,
Mm-hmm.
doing this on the street for no dime, no nothing,
Right.
just pure investment in art.
Yep.
All of a sudden, everyone started to gravitate towards me and say, "Oh, okay, well, we'll hire you to come and teach at the studio." And look, I was only when I was knocking at the door, I was only trying to make a buck. I was just trying to make a paycheck. You
Right.
know? So it just
But think how empowering that is, because you're telling people you don't have to ask for permission. Just do it. It's empowering because you get to do it. You don't have to ask. Just do it already.
yeah, just do it. And we're so free to do that. And that's why I always encourage dancers and any other artist to just give yourself that power. Believe in yourself that way.
But
Because
that takes
that's when you attract other giants to be a part of it.
but that takes me to the next thing, which is you're putting yourself out there. You're exposing yourself to judgment, to ridicule. You're going to get haters. You have hate. Everyone does. And so, what
Yes.
is your response to that? How do you deal with that?
I mean, I for every one hater I have 10 people who love me.
Right, but you see the hater first.
I
Right? I mean,
see the hater. It's like the hat that drops down on the stage. Everyone's doing
yeah,
amazing, and the hat drops down.
yes,
I wonder who's going to pick up that hat.
right.
But I always, I don't know. Obviously, there's a part of me that is a little disturbed by the hater. And like, you always ask yourself, why? Like, what possessed you to get your two thumbs
Mm-hmm.
and just go to chit chatting like that? And I watch a lot of Gary Vee. I watch a lot
Right.
of motivational speakers, and there's always things that they say to kind of get me uplifted. But I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like, oh, they don't bother me and everything like that, or the cliche, they make me work harder.
Right.
Oh, I'm bothered by it, absolutely, because I want to. My fault is I want to please everybody, and
Okay.
the truth is you're not gonna be able to do it.
But how do you deal with? Do you block them? Do you talk with them? What do you do?
And there was a point in time where I just unfollowed. I was following people unnecessarily
Mm-hmm.
just because I wanted to be in the face, and I wanted to be. But now I've sort of shaved down that. If I look, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
If I was going on my Instagram page, I should be able to look at posts without even putting on the volume and liking it. Like everyone I follow is someone who I stand by and
Right.
you trust with my eyes closed.
Right.
It's like you're watching a video and you don't even have to turn on the volume and they're just talking. You like it because you just like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's whoever I follow that's the motivation that comes behind that.
Okay, but when someone comes on your page though, and they call you whatever they say about you, do you block them? Do you unfollow? What do you do at all? Do you just ignore them? What do you do?
I don't get too many, to be
Okay.
quite honest. I if there's they come in sporadic moments, but if there's an unnecessary comment, I delete it immediately.
Okay. You delete it, but you don't block
Yeah,
them.
because I don't even block them because I've blocked some people before,
Hmm.
but it's very rare because you
Really?
gotta understand. I work with children. I work with kids. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I work with a lot of kids, so that's not much negativity around the world. You know what I mean? To say anything bad about a child. You
Yeah.
know, every now and then, I do other pieces of content where I'm not with children all the time, and then I get wacky comments or whatever. But I would immediately delete it because I think negativity attracts more negativity,
Yeah.
positivity attracts more positivity. So I just immediately delete it.
Yeah. I
Some
don't. I don't want to see it. I
I
don't
don't
want to
even
see it.
I don't even really like read it all the way through. It's
Uh
just
huh.
kind of see something. There are sometimes I put somebody in check. I kind of have checked somebody. You know,
And did that work?
yeah. Oh, because then all of my fans and all of my people are like, "Yeah," you know.
Yeah. I mean, I asked you because I'm relatively new to this, and I always ask people like, how do you deal with this? Because it's putting yourself out there, and I think this keeps a lot of people from actually putting themselves out there, the
Yeah,
negativity. So
yeah. No, but you know what? Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise
how's that?
because it allows the people who love you to come to bat for you.
Yeah,
They
that's
come to bat.
true.
They come to bat, and sometimes it's okay. So the next time you get a hater or writer,
Uh-huh.
somebody's writing, just fall back. Don't even say anything.
I
Just
do
somebody,
that sometimes.
hey,
I'm not as good at it as you are. I'm not
I
as
know. No,
involved. So
just fall back, and just
because
let.
sometimes they sometimes you don't get that reaction. Sometimes you get other people saying, "Yeah," they jump on it. That's what I'm worried about.
But then that's when you swipe and delete
That's
really
when
quick.
you just never know. You get some, I get some of that. I think someone's going to defend me, and instead I get someone else piling on. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh man,
but you know what? It's good to know that you have people that support you in a way that they will go to
yeah,
bat. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I think that's important to do every now and then. But for the most part, Mike, I erase it, take it off because
hmm.
I don't want more people to be attracted to that idea of negativity. I just can't. I don't do it.
Do you still collaborate with other dancers and choreographers, or no, not so much anymore?
Not too much. I used to,
Uh-huh.
not so much, because I'm just my thought process for the next 10 years. I
Yeah,
want to get into a world where I'm, sitting behind a desk and I'm able to create.
yeah.
There are a handful few of
But create what?
uh, ideas, television shows,
Uh-huh.
you know, um, also selling like recreational programs. Like there's this program I was just on America's Got Talent, and we went on as the Parent Jam, so
Hmm.
where kids and parents can dance with one another, which was Fan Jam
Yeah,
modeled after that.
yeah.
So I'm trying to see if we can license that in recreational centers,
Uh-huh.
and dance studios, and maybe I can sort of get that abroad. But that's a work in progress. So,
I mean, it seems real smart, this little niche you got yourself, because parents will spend anything on their kids.
oh yeah, and
And then,
they would do anything for their kids.
yeah, right.
So, they would get on the dance floor, and that's what sort of kind of propelled the idea, because they were able to get on. Oh, I'm a lawyer, dude. Yeah, but I love my daughter, so I'll do anything.
Yes,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right. They're at
So
that age until they get
yeah,
older, then
yeah,
they
man. So
stop.
just thinking about like trying to expand that idea, um,
Uh-huh.
trying to be in that world, trying to be in land up a couple gigs as an actor, hopefully,
Yeah.
fingers crossed. Uh, trying to pitch another idea for a television show, just trying to fill the void of being an entertainer fully.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm inspired by what you've done. I really am. Because, who are you? You're just a guy who built it. That's all. You're a guy who built it. You know?
Thank you. It's it gets hard. Obviously there are times where I work a little too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. That's the tough part. Balancing.
You mean being on the road?
Being on the road and just not working. Just not. And it's hard because we're working when we're not working.
Yes.
There's no punch in and punch out clock with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's tough. So getting the brain to like relax and just actually sit down and watch a movie and not worry about camera angles or how did he say this line to make him funny.
Yeah.
Just really, I've lost, and I'm trying to get back to. I've lost the concept of just being a consumer.
Well, it's interesting though, because you're a when you go to acting, the first thing they try to get you to do is be in your body. But you are a dancer. You are in your. I mean, that's something you probably know better than other actors. How to be comfortable in your body, and how not to be afraid of movement that might look weird. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have this comfort in you, and also you're just naturally comfortable. You seem like a naturally comfortable person.
Yeah, I'm fine with who I am, and
yeah,
I had to work on that to be okay with,
Uh-huh.
because I'm from the deep down south of Miami, Florida, so I didn't speak as well as I do now. I'm still
Uh-huh.
working on that now. My appearance, I come from a city where they put gold teeth in their mouths, pants,
Uh-huh.
like it was a very rough part of the city.
Right.
So and I'm still working on that, just continuously molding myself, so it takes time and it's a process.
What do you think of this? So now that you're getting into acting or in the acting classes, what do you think of it? I mean, what's your
It's so hard, bro.
it? People don't realize. You know what? I made a post the other day about how hard and people got on me for that because laying bricks is hard. Well, yes, laying bricks is hard, but being on camera and being an actor, like
Yeah,
being good at it is hard. You know.
it's incredibly hard. Now, I will say I have the comfortable state of performing. I'm
Hmm.
cool with it. You get me standing up. I got my script. Okay, good. All right, good. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that adrenaline rush. But the words on the page are like we're fighting, like, and then my acting
Yeah.
teacher does this, and I have a big problem with sometimes ad libbing. And he goes,
Yeah. And
Vincent, the writers, the
yeah.
writers, they're hired for a reason. Okay. You
Yeah.
think you're gonna make it better?
Well, there's truth to that. I mean, like if you were dancing in a big number with a bunch of dancers, you don't get to ad lib if everyone's doing. You got to do your piece.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So
he would always say, if it's on the page, it was well thought out, and that's the
yeah,
way I want you to say it.
yeah,
Unless you're Leonardo DiCaprio or Denzel,
yeah.
you can't do what you want,
Well, what was your reason for going for ad libbing? Is because you couldn't remember it, or because
Memorizing lines are
it's hard? Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
very hard. And not only that, memorizing and then attaching feeling and emotion to it.
Hmm.
It's incredibly hard. And
Yeah.
then doing that in different ways and facets of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then taking direction. Okay, I did it this way. Okay, Phil, can we do that on the up now?
But maybe being an on-air personality is more as opposed to an actor. Maybe that's more your thing. You know?
Yeah, no, definitely that's where I live, my
Uh-huh.
personality.
Right. Where
But
you
the acting world, the reason why I keep challenging myself in that way is because I never know if what if another TV show does pop off for me.
right.
I have to be ready. Like I can't drop that ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also keeps me constantly reading. It
Yeah.
keeps me, and that's how I kind of see it. I go to acting class once a week. You
Uh-huh.
know, have that, and I block out that time specifically for that, just because it's not only just for like, my goals and aspirations, but it's more for like just training and reading and understanding scripts.
Yeah. And enriching yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
Myself, and I love comedy. That's why I was
Yeah.
attracted to your page. The way
Yeah.
you're naturally funny, so it's just like, dude,
It's all, none of it's easy.
I know
I
it's
hope I
not.
make it look easy. I made a post the other day. It's like, I got a lot of stuff I don't post because when I watch it the next day, this sucks. I'm not posting it. And then people are like, put it up anyway. No, I'm not going to put it up. No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
See, now, okay, so all right, so I have an opinion about that. So like,
Uh-huh.
fuck, okay, and this is quick story because I know we're moving, but
Yeah,
I post everything,
everything.
every single thing that is in my camera roll. I try to post in some way. I try to edit
Why?
because look, I feel like we're in a service business.
Okay,
And you hear this whole slogan of quality over quantity,
right.
this and that. And my whole notion is this, man. Look, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You know,
Okay.
and just hear me out.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to you. Yeah.
Just hear me out. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I'll give an example. My biggest YouTube video, okay,
Uh-huh.
is Baby Shark.
Okay.
It's me in the middle of the classroom. Baby Shark, do 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 do. Guess how many views that has?
I don't want 10 million. I don't know.
Now, mind you, I've
Yeah.
choreographed for MC Hammer.
Right.
I've been on the road. I've choreographed commercials, national commercials. I've danced with Cardi
That's
B,
funny.
Minaj, all of this. My top grossing video, Mike,
Yeah.
on YouTube has 250 million views.
Oh my God. Wow.
And it's me standing in the middle of a
Wow.
classroom saying, Baby Shark, do 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 do.
Isn't that weird?
Now, let's go back.
Oh my God.
As a choreographer,
Yeah.
as a professional choreographer,
Right. Right.
dancer, I look at that and say, hell no, I'm not
Right.
posting that. I
Right.
would get crapped on easily, right? I posted that, and that just, I tell you that story just because that put me on a different map.
I'm sure it did.
Put me on a different map. And had I been so particular about that moment, had I been so judgmental and critical on myself and tried so hard and like try to pick the bits out of it. Yeah, I know you're gonna have a hard.
No, you make a good case. No, you make a very compelling case.
Yeah, and it is a battle. It's a battle because we go through it all the time. We want our best material to be viewed at all times.
Right.
But I'm telling you, you are in the service business. It does not matter if one person doesn't like it. I'm telling you, there are going to be people out in the middle of America in Idaho who thinks that joke is funny.
I know.
Not everyone's going to laugh, but I get it. And guess what? That might be the kid that might make a difference in your career.
Right.
So,
well, the thing is, because I totally see where you're coming from, but today for things to really go viral, it has to be almost controversial. It has to be so extreme. It almost has to be, hate, that's why hate does really well on the internet, because it gets people riled up. Yeah. And I often say to myself, yes, but is that what I want to be? You know what I'm saying? Is that what and yeah. So, and I know we're not really talking about that. We're talking about jokes that maybe aren't that funny, but I also have to worry about people, my colleagues, my comedy writer friends, and I have many that follow me, some, bigger than I am, many bigger than I am. And I don't want them to think I'm, terrible at my job.
Yeah. No, and that's the problem though. That is the problem because ultimately, not all the time, but the people you least expected are the people who are going to put money in your pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
People that you're worried about aren't the people usually putting money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Or give you an opportunity. So, you have to take that take that into consideration. And yes, there's a streamline there. Don't just put up trash, obviously. But you should be a little bit more lenient with yourself and your art when it comes to posting and marketing yourself in the way.
But Phil, you have given this, I can tell you've given this a lot of thought. You've given all of this a lot of thought.
It's because of the experience, though. That's only because of what I've been through. You know, the top jobs that I've booked in my entire life sometimes aren't the most enjoyable. They're not. They're, you know, and guess what? Those top jobs don't even pay top dollar.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Obviously, okay, my TV show, yes, yeah. But I'm talking about like working for a national commercial, because you also have to understand that choreographers don't have a union.
Right.
Dancers have a union, but choreographers, I choreographed a commercial last month, and the dancers made more than I did.
Really?
It's because I'm my own boss and I don't have a union to protect me.
Right.
Under conditions.
Do you have an agent or manager though?
I do have an agent. I work with a manager who's on a theatrical side. Yeah.
Okay, so they don't handle this part of it.
No. But you know what, honestly, and it took me a long time to get to there, because I just I don't like the middleman.
Yeah.
I don't like people negotiating for me and telling me what I'm worth. I hate that. I just don't, I grind my teeth every day about it, because I just feel like there's a slew of roster of people that they're trying to satisfy.
Yeah.
Bottom of the barrel. I just got added onto their team. They have to come in. I don't like kissing ass. I don't want to bring you cookies because you.
Well, that's another thing. A lot of people think that an agent or manager is going to make your career, and I'm yelling, no, guys, you got to make your own career. Even if you have one of them, you got to make your own career.
Right, and even in that motion, I do believe in entertainment lawyers. You do have to have.
Yes.
And get you a good lawyer.
Yep.
Get the contracts and get you in good standings. But you know, but yes, I currently do have an agent, and we're happy. We're good. Everything's working. Everything's
so
good.
Interesting. So we work in different parts of the field of entertainment, and I say the same thing. The manager, the lawyer is worth every penny. The lawyer, I just got an email from my lawyer for a contract, worth every penny.
Yeah. Worth every penny. But you know, sometimes I don't know, man. Once again, this is a challenge for me. I've been trying to get around to just trusting and letting them handle that section. Whereas I was always in control. Email Phil Wright in 7, and I was the one who's, hey, this is Max. Not Max. This is me.
Yeah, right.
Max, Phil is busy at the moment. What would you like to book? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. That way you're not the bad guy. That is, man, it's smart to do that as well.
Exactly.
That way you're not the bad guy. Yeah.
Exactly. So
wow. You got to figure it. I don't know, man. You're very impressive. You got it all. You're younger than me, and you've got it more figured out than me. So I feel like you're impressive.
I'm climbing up the ladder, man. I don't know.
You're doing great. I'm absolutely very impressed by everything you've built. And let me tell everyone where they can find you as we wrap up our. So you have a website, dancewithphil.com. Check and also follow him on social media. Is it the same? What is your handle? I didn't look that up.
Yeah, on social media, Instagram is at Phil_Wright_. That's PHIL_Wright, WRIGHT_.
And just go check out what he's doing. It's just very positive. You carved out a small little niche for yourself, and by giving, now you get. It's just like you're saying. It's a trade. Everything's a trade. Everything's, yeah.
And I think, even like, I'm gonna take a nice insert of this, and I'm posting it on Instagram.
Oh, you will?
Absolutely.
You know what though? It's funny when you mention MC Hammer. I actually directed him on the phone right here where I'm sitting, but it wasn't on Zoom, so I took a picture of my phone. But that's it. I go, Hammer, I'm taking a picture of the phone. But yeah,
he's awesome, man. He's awesome.
Yeah, he was very sweet. This is probably 10, 15 years ago.
Man. So legendary.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Anyway, Phil, thank you so much, Phil Wright. Everyone go check him out. It was a real pleasure talking with you. Wonderful conversation. All right, everyone. We got more great stuff next week. Until then, just keep creating. Be like Phil.
Love it.
So now we all know what the hell Michael Jamin's talking about. If you're interested in learning more about writing, make sure you register for my free monthly webinars at michaeljamin.com/webinar. And if you found this podcast helpful or entertaining, please share it with a friend and consider leaving us a 5-star review on iTunes. That really, really helps. For more of this, whatever the hell this is, follow Michael Jamin on social media at Michael Jamin Writer. And you can follow Phil Hudson on social media at Phil A. Hudson. This podcast was produced by Phil Hudson. It was edited by Dallas Crane. And music was composed by Anthony Rizzo. And remember, you can have excuses or you can have a creative life, but you can't have both. See you next week.